Hey guys, welcome back to the Pickle Pages. Sorry I've been MIA for quite a while again with the recent events. I just sort of threw myself back into work. Turns out work's been quite busy, so I think the lack of it does show that I've not really had much time to do anything else. And to be honest, I've just been in a reading slump as well. I mean, apart from the PBC 13 book, I don't think I've read anything in the last sort of 6 weeks. It's quite depressing really. So there's not been anything exciting to report on that end. But I have just bought myself a new camera. It's a little treat to myself, so hopefully the video quality is going to be a lot better. And to sort of get myself back into the swing of things, I thought I'd do a tag. And I thought I'd do the reading habits tag, which was created by the Book Jazz, and I know a lot of you out there have already done this tag, and I thought it'd be fun because it's always nice to know your little habits, and especially for fellow booktubers and whatnot. So there's 12 questions, so I'm going to dive straight in. The first one, by the way, I've got them written on a list underneath the camera, which is why I keep looking down. Do you have a certain place at home for reading? Generally, I think it's my bed, because I do tend to read a lot before I go to sleep. If not, it's wherever my family gather, in the living room, usually on the sofa, something like that. I can read anywhere, but those are the two main places that I do read. Bookmark or random piece of paper? Random piece of paper, probably. Literally anything I have to hand I will use as a bookmark, you know, anything from sort of hair clips to tissue to paper clips to pieces of paper. I do have bookmarks as well, so if I have that to hand I will quite happily use that, but I'm not fussy. I'll use anything. 3. Can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop after a certain chapter or certain amount of pages? I can't say I can just stop reading as such in mid-sentence. It has to at least be a full stop, and generally I like to finish a paragraph so it's easy for me to pick up where I left off. And it sort of depends on how many pages of a chapter I've got left. If it's quite short, I will continue reading because I do like to finish a chapter. But if it's really long, then no, I'll find a convenient place where the paragraph sort of ends and just take it from there, really. Number 4, do you eat or drink while reading? Yes, I will drink tea while reading. It's probably, you'll probably always find me with a cup of tea nearby. And it depends, sort of, like I said, I tend to read a lot before I go to bed, so I don't tend to eat a lot then, but if I'm sort of down in the living room with my parents, I will generally snack on fruit or something like that, but generally just drink tea while reading. Number 5, multitasking, music or TV while reading. It depends where I am. If I'm downstairs in the living room in a communal area and the TV's on, that doesn't bother me. I can read while that's on. I generally don't listen to music purposely while reading, but again, I think if it's on in the background, I'm not bothered, as long as it's not too loud, obviously. Number 6, one book at a time or several at once. It depends where I am and what I'm doing. If I'm at home and I'm sort of just travelling to one place and work again, I tend to stick to one book. But I do have another house with some friends where I stay as well, quite a lot, and I have a lot of my books there. So if I forget the book that I'm currently reading, I'll pick up another book there, because I do like to read if I can get the chance to. But I don't think I'll do more than 2 books at once. Anything beyond that I think spoils it, and I tend to forget what happens in books. So generally 1, but 2 maximum. Where are we? Number 7, reading at home or everywhere? Definitely everywhere. I'll say I'll read a lot more at home, but definitely I read everywhere. I tend to take books with me when I'm travelling, or there's always something in my bag that I carry, because you never know when you get a chance to read, and I do reading work as well, so yeah, definitely everywhere. Number 8, reading out loud or silently in your head? Definitely silently in your head. The only time I've ever read out loud is obviously if I'm reading to someone, or like my niece, I used to read to her, or if I'm reading a passage out to someone that I found interesting. But generally if I'm just reading to myself, I won't read out loud, it'll definitely be silently in my head. Number 9, do you read ahead or skip pages? Going back to number 3 about the chapter and where you can stop reading, that's the only time I will skip ahead, is to see where the end of a chapter is. I'll never sort of skip ahead to find out what happens, because to me that sort of spoils the purpose of a book. And you know, yes, some books can be really slow, I get that, but you know, you've got to build up the anticipation, and it just sort of spoils it if you just find out everything that happens straight away. Number 10, breaking the spine or keeping it like new. Definitely try and keep them looking like new. A lot of my books come from charity shops, they already have broken spines. If that's the case, I'm not too bothered. I'll try not to make it worse, but obviously it can't be helped if it's already broken, but I will try really hard not to break the spine myself. Number 11, do you write in your books? Not my own books. I used to when I was in school, when we had to annotate, you know, the books and stuff and analyse them for English. I remember doing it for GCSEs. Yeah, that sort of spoiled it for me. I think reading those books again, I'd have far more enjoyment from them, but that's the only time I've ever written in them. If I wouldn't do it myself, I'd probably sort of, if I wanted to save something or write something about the book, I would do it on post-it notes or sticky notes or something like that, because through uni and stuff I have a ton of them, so that's definitely what I do. I never actually write in my own books. And number 12, who do you tag? I tag everyone. I know a lot of you have already done this, so I just tag any of you who haven't done it and really want to do it, because it's a really good tag, it's really fun. And yeah, so that's it guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you again soon.